I'm Dick Strobridge, and along with my wife Angel and our 2 children, we left the UK for a whole new life in France and bought this magnificent chateau. We haven't ever regretted what we've done. It is so worth it. We've gradually been making it into our home as well as running it as a business.
That's a long way up.
But it turns out we're not alone, as dozens of Brits are doing exactly the same thing.
Sometimes you have to pinch yourself to think, I own that.
In this series, Angel and I will reveal more about our journey as chateau owners.
Quite a lot of scrap here. It's worth money. Might be able to pay you this time.
And guide these daring Brits where we can.
It's a solid old bridge, matey.
As they renovate.
This is looking good. I'm quite happy with this.
Repair.
I've never done this before, so it should be all right.
And struggle to transform these buildings into their homes and businesses.
Go, 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 go. Absolutely magnificent.
Mamma mia! It's the curse of the accursed pool. This is not the way to make money.
But however hard the going gets, these plucky Brits can always say they're kings and queens of their very own castles.
Cheers. Chin chin.
Today, there's some surprises when I go in search of hidden booty in one chateau. This is why people treasure hunt. Arguments and toilet troubles for 2 chateau rookies.
What's the point of me being here if you're not going to listen to me?
And a single mum gets more than she bargained for at her 13-bedroom mansion.
Oh, it's your hand.
Don't worry, I've got another one.
The 17th century Baroque style Chateau Bayeux sits in over 6 acres of land.
The festoon lights are going to go along the trees that way.
It's home to estate agents Phil and Angelina Bailey-Smith, but they don't own the chateau, they rented it. This is a trial run to see if chateau life is for them.
We always said that if you're going to try to make a business out of a place like this, you've got to go through it yourself. You're learning if this can be your life.
They're hosting a 50th anniversary party here in the Pays de la Loire. I've already helped them build a bridge for it.
It's a solid old bridge, matey.
It is.
But now the event, their very first one, is closing in fast.
Side.
Yeah, less than a month until really the deadline.
Yeah, you've got to try to prioritise it 1 to 10, everything being 1 and nothing being 10.
But Phil's top priority at the moment is far from glamorous. He needs to sort out the toilets for the party-goers. They're directly above an old septic tank, and there's rising damp.
There's some sort of damp-proof membrane that's retained moisture, and it's just soaked through, so it's time to make it look like something that you'd actually want to use rather than part of a horror movie.
Horror is definitely not the theme of the 50th wedding anniversary celebration they're hosting, so Phil needs to get stuck in.
Oh, this is the glamorous chateau life that everyone thinks I need. Trying to avoid getting my face as near to the toilet seat as possible.
Unfortunately, Phil, there are no easy jobs in a chateau, but some are cleaner than others.
I'm making bath bombs for all the guests that are coming. The difference between me and Phil is that I'm quite creative and I've always done like decorating and ideas, little soft touches, upholstering, painting, furniture. That is my strength. Phil loves the manly job roles.
Smells wonderful.
We certainly established the rules of the household, so to speak.
Oh, glamorous.
I'm gonna add rose fragrance oil. You want to be able to throw in a bath bomb and the whole room fills with scent to take you away to a nicer, more relaxing place.
It smells wonderful.
Phil thinks he's got a solution to the damp problem.
With a little luck, a dehumidifier will solve the issue. In time for me to decorate for the party. Let's rip it all off and see what happens.
Let's add a bit of colour. It's just a bit of fun play with the colours, so it doesn't really matter to whatever the interior you're trying to match it to.
The colour scheme is the least of Phil's worries.
I might be end up putting lining paper over the problem again for a second time.
I always hate when they fall apart and crumble. But yay, this one came out great.
Angelina's bath bombs may be good to go, but with just a few weeks before their first paid event, the toilet is anything but.
A lot damper than I thought. can actually feel the moisture in it. I'm a little bit worried that I won't have enough time before the party to let this dry out and then be able to decorate it properly.
There's little option but to wait and pray the damp dries out in time. Not only can I feel Philip's pain, I think I can smell it as well. This is the magnificent Château de Jalène. It's the home of British couple Michael and Jonathan. 3 years ago, they swapped life in London, working as a social housing manager and a buyer, for a new life in the Loire Valley.
We thought it was too good an opportunity to miss.
With the help of investors, they've converted it into 15 holiday apartments and a wedding venue. But with only a handful of weddings booked so far this year, they haven't made a profit yet. They've decided this year is make or break for them.
Jonathan and I don't earn anything out of this until it starts making money. We've got to make the decision, can we still sustain the two of us being here?
They're doing everything they can to keep the costs down and attract more guests to stay at the chateau. Recently, they explored some of the chateau's many caves, looking for anything of value.
Wow. Oh, my goodness.
They found 40 bottles of wine dating back to the 1970s.
Motherload!
Which they plan to share with wine buffs and connoisseurs staying at the chateau.
1995.
Increasing the experience and appeal of staying at this amazing place. And they found a well.
We got water.
A valuable free source of water that Jonathan plans on trying to extract later. Today, I'm going to help Jonathan search for something in one of the sealed-up caves. And in the back of the car, I've got my tools. We're going exploring. Boys will play. That's not a small chateau.
Hello, Dick.
Jonathan, hello. Lovely to meet you.
And you. Thanks ever so much for coming.
Oh, I've actually got my tools in the back of the car. If I just grab those, can we go and have a look at some of these caves?
Sure. Straight out the gate there, round the block.
The chateau's moat is over 30 feet wide, 16 feet deep, and runs around the building for almost a quarter of a mile. You could get a bus down here, so my car's no problem. This is just a sort of a playground for boys, isn't it? Just the things you can do. There's an awful lot of wear on these stones, and they're sedimentary. They're quite soft. You can see crumbling around here, can't you, as well?
Well, that's the effect of the water.
But it is safe, isn't it?
Well, in the main, yes.
I'll take Jonathan's word for it. So what are we looking for, then?
We had a Facebook message from one of the girls who was at school here who said that she was looking out of the windows and before the Germans left, she saw them putting the wine into the caves and bricking them up afterwards.
The German army occupied the chateau during the Second World War. And, of course, if it was good enough to brick up, it was good wine.
Yeah, that's what I think.
There could be more wine, as if they haven't found enough already. OK, I've got some drill, some hammer.
There's one, for instance, that you could get into. And then there's others.
Michael and Jonathan have 9 bricked-up caves coming off their moat. Today we'll have time to search just one for the fabled hidden wine. Which one? Which one?
And here's one, look. For instance, look at this one.
The really exciting thing about this is we got no ideas.
No, I haven't a clue.
This is why people treasure hunt, because in here there could be anything. And we're going 50-50. No, I don't think Michael would approve that, would he?
No, you wouldn't. Nor would the French government either.
Really?
No, we have, in our contract, it says that anything that we discover is given over to the state. So, shh.
OK. If we find anything, keep quiet, everyone, right? Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably take this bit out here or go down between these bricks, because I've got no idea. Yeah, you up for it?
Yeah, I'm up for it.
Right, OK. Smashing through this wall with a sledgehammer risks damaging whatever goodies lie within. Instead, I'm using my power drill for a more targeted approach. You happy with that?
Yeah, I am.
It's going in quite easy. That's not a bad place to choose, is it? Here we go.
How far are you in, then?
Hold on. OK, so 6 inches, 8 inches. This is for checking out drains, and I've got it for when we've got problems with sort of the sewage. There's a couple of areas in the chateau that we use it on. I've got a little camera. So I've got a light I can turn on. This is the first light that's gone in there for,
Yes.
we don't even know how long.
No, we don't.
It could be 50, it could be 100. Get yourself over here, get yourself over here. So you can see the screen. Watch, see the screen?
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
I feel a bit queasy, I feel like one of those doctors.
I think your horse has definitely got a problem, sir.
Yeah, arthroscopy. Here we go. Watch. Show cave. It opens up. See, it opens up. We don't know what we can see. That looks like there's light reflecting off things there, doesn't it? In the heart of France proudly stands Château de Mazilier. Dating back to 1174, the medieval castle has had many noble owners, including the Knights Templar and King Louis XIV. Now it's home to this 9-year-old Louis and his mum Fiona.
I think my interest in period property started as a child. I used to play in a very big country house, and I always used to think, yeah, I'm going to get myself one of these one day. I spent 30 years in the UK in property development, so to buy the castle, it seemed very logical to me that it would be the next biggest challenge to take.
Located in the Limousin region of France, it's got 13 bedrooms, a 14-bed coach house, a chapel, and some medieval dungeons. Similar chateaux are on the market for about £900,000 at the moment.
Most people would admit that they do have that fantasy, that notion, wouldn't it be lovely to have a castle?
Yeah, very romantic in theory. Fiona's had to put in a bucket load of work to get this 840-year-old relic looking like it does now. And there's still plenty more to do.
I remember arriving and sitting on my bed that night and just crying, thinking, oh my God, what have you actually done?
She started by converting the servants' quarters for her and Louis into an apartment with all mod cons.
It's 5 years on. He loves the castle, wouldn't want to live anywhere else.
The long-term plan is to rent out some of the chateau's 13 bedrooms as a B&B, but there's still a lot of work to do before that's possible. Fiona's been working almost entirely single-handedly, all paid for by using life savings from her past property developments.
I'm doing it on my own because it gives me a sense of achievement at this stage of my life. This is kind of was going to be my baby. This is kind of the heart.
But there's a catch. There's a limited time each year Fiona can get the work done.
There are certain works that you can only really do when the weather is very, very warm, because castles generally are very, very cold and cool. So the painting, wallpapering, once it hits, I'd say October, you can forget that right through to March, and because the wallpaper will not take, so it's a total waste of time. So more pressure's on, because you know it won't be until the following year that you can really get works done.
Fiona's been having ongoing problems with the electrics.
Some of the floors have not been updated for maybe 30 years.
This is one job Fiona can't tackle herself. She's called her mate, electrician Pete, to try and fix the issue once and for all.
So every time I turn on the electricity box, it works for a while, and then it's just tripping out.
OK.
And at times it's taking the other levels out as well at the same time. Yesterday it did work, it was fine, it was running.
It's fine all day?
All day. And then today it's been very temperamental.
First, Pete has to find the fuse box where the problem is.
It's trial and error, basically.
Eventually, he finds it on the first floor.
OK. It's that circuit down there that has given us the problems.
Unfortunately, now he has to go through all the lights on the first floor to find the fault. If he can't find the problem, Fiona could end up having to rewire this whole section of the chateau, a cost of thousands she just doesn't have the budget for.
Trying to find problems in a place this size could be a real nightmare.
It just feels never-ending, and the money's going out and nothing's coming in, and you just see this bank balance going down and down and down.
A 200-mile drive northwest of Fiona's, I'm hunting for a stash of wine, supposedly hidden by the Germans in one of Jonathan and Michael's sealed-up caves. And we've spotted something shiny.
Do you know what we could do? We could
put another hole a couple of inches lower down, maybe 4 inches lower down, and then we've got some light coming in the top hole. Maybe shine a torch in the top. You're watching? Here we go. Yeah. Right, we're going in again. See if we've got any more light. Here we go. Oh.
Hey, hey, hey.
What's that? What's that? What's that?
It's glass. It's a bottle. It's a bottle.
It's a bottle.
It is, isn't it? That's the neck of a bottle.
It's more than one bottle, mate.
Yes, it is.
It's confirmed. We've a positive sighting. Even a lower-end bottle of wine from the 1940s could be worth as much as 100 quid. Jonathan, if you're up for it, mate, I'm going to put a couple more holes in here. Where this is now, we're hammering it out. This is the same as a hammer and chisel.
Or a knife and butter.
Whoa, that is so soft. I have to be careful. I don't want to bring down any stone in there.
You're not through, are you?
Okay.
You are.
I am through. Oh, there's more in the back. Hold on, we don't want any of that to fall inwards, do we?
No.
So reach over it.
Ow. I'll tell you why, ow.
Whoa, that's what we saw.
Well, that's champagne-y type stuff, isn't it? Or brandy.
Champagne doesn't last as well as wine, but one unspoiled bottle could be worth between 100 and 200 pounds.
Oh, wow. It goes right up the back.
There's an awful lot of broken glass in there. Are there any still in one piece?
And there's one sitting right within tantalising distance that's still got the neck on it. That's a champagne bottle. Is it? No? And one's got a stopper in. And
No way.
Yes, yes, yes,
No
yes.
way.
Yes, yes, yes.
Let me have a look.
No, come on.
Let me have a
Top. Top. I think it's very dark, but I think there's one in there that's still got the cap on top of it. So.
Point one, there we go. Ready? Oh, no. Oh, man, that's just...
I'm parched just looking at it.
Oh,
That was there.
so sad. It's a beautiful bottle. Oh, I thought it was going to be this one. Well, it's frustrating, but this has been fascinating. These bottles could have been hidden by the Germans at the tail end of the Second World War. But the cave sandstone is constantly being eroded by water, and unfortunately, over the years, it's fallen down and smashed Chateau de Jalen's precious cargo.
But I tell you what, I have got a bottle of that 1979 we found, if you fancy having a glass.
OK, yes. This is a wine Jonathan and Michael found before. I hope it survived the 38 years. Just over 100 miles northwest at Chateau Bayerl, it promises to be another busy day for Phil and Angelina.
Beautiful, having lots of space for obviously the events and stuff. There's a downside sometimes. When you get to the end of the day, you look on your phone and your step count is up in lots of 30,000, and you haven't actually gone anywhere. You've just been walking around with some wood.
They're hosting their first ever paid event in just over a week. While Phil waits for the toilets to dry out, he's making a start on the other part of his master plan, the outdoor bar he's promised the party clients.
There's never been anything particularly simple at this house. This is the bar.
They need to make this 50th wedding party a success to prove to themselves they have the mettle to run a permanent chateau business.
Careful. Hi. The event is extremely close now, and I'm really nervous. I'll say it when Angelina isn't here. My worry is that if we don't make this event a success, I could handle that, but I don't think Angelina could. Angelina's tolerance for making a success out of this place is a lot lower than mine.
But don't know what we'll do. If this fails, I think we'll have to rethink whether we can make it, you know, are we good at this? We'd have to go back to England and resume our lives and go to normal, you know, day jobs that are not as exciting as this, not, you know, having an adventure of, you know, looking after, you know, great big old chateau.
The outdoor bar was a key part of Phil's sales pitch for the party.
It's taking shape. It's looking like a bar.
On the night, this bar will be serving up to 60 people.
Oh, there's a bend in the wood. I can see it. It's going to happen. Oh.
I think we've done it. One last thing.
With the bar furnishings in place, Phil's ready for his first customer.
Wow!
What do you think?
Some lighting, bunting, you know, it'll be stunning.
Yeah, I'm really glad you're envisaging all of these things, because once I finish building it, that's what you're doing.
Can you pour me a drink then? I love it. You come prepared.
It's wine or wine?
Wine will be fine. Cheers.
To the bar.
I'm at Château de Jolene, about to taste one of the 40 bottles of wine Jonathan and Michael found in one of their caves.
It's glorious up here, isn't it?
It is. This,
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
it's our escape.
You can't shake this at all, can you?
No.
Wow. 1979. 79 isn't generally regarded as a good year in France, but I tell you what, I'll just be amazed if this 38-year-old wine hasn't spoiled. And if it hasn't, it'll be a good indication that the other 39 bottles could be in good nick too.
I really feel very privileged. Yeah. This was actually bottled the year I became a second lieutenant in the British Army. Oh, that's the big thing. Oh, my Jonathan.
Doesn't smell vinegary,
No,
does it?
that's good. We're all right. It's not corked at all.
No.
That's actually very special.
Yeah.
That really surprised the hell out of me.
Yeah. Look at the lovely colour.
Jonathan decants it to separate out any sediment and let the wine breathe.
I'm going to put a bit of air in it now. Pour it a bit from
That's fine. Don't go. So this is the thing to do. What a cracking way to end the day. Thank you, sir.
Cheers. Hey, that is surprisingly good. Wow. It is amazing. Actually, the second gulp was even better.
That is decidedly good.
It was worth it, wasn't it?
Life in a shadow's not too terrible, is it?
Not at moments like these.
It's been a good day for Jonathan. So the hoard of hidden German wine didn't survive. But if the wine I tasted today is anything to go by, the other bottles could attract Château de Jolene wine-loving guests. Just under 200 miles southeast, Fiona Jones has spent the last 5 years renovating her gorgeous 12th century chateau. This summer, she's been tackling its ground floor. She already rents out rooms to guests in the estate's 3-bedroom gîte, and eventually wants to do the same with rooms in the 13-bedroom chateau. Today, Pete, for trusty electrician, is trying to find a faulty circuit that's causing the fuses to blow on all 4 floors of the chateau.
It might be a loose cable somewhere, which is causing a overheating problem, and he's stripping the whole circuit out.
Meanwhile, Fiona's getting on with decorating the dining room.
It hasn't been used as a dining room for forever. The whole wall's been plastered now in a nice English plaster, so that needs sealing and painting, ready for wallpapering. Originally, the room would have had this panelling from the floor to the ceiling.
Fiona finds some of the wood panels hidden behind a false wall. Others have been turned into doors. She's bringing the treasures back to their original home here.
That's going to look really nice once that's stained and varnished.
It's a two-person job, so she's called in builder Dave to help. She just needs to decide which panel she wants where.
Hold on, that's damaged. We won't use that one. We'll use the damaged one up the far end where it doesn't show so much. Okay, ready? Go. Thank you. That one's a bit taller as well, isn't it? Okay, move it along and we'll try another one. Just... Oh, nearly. Oh, nearly. OK, that's not going to work either, is it? Oh.
That's what I'm getting at.
It's that Laurel and Hardy, isn't it?
It's
OK.
a little bit, yeah.
Fiona's already under pressure to get this work done before the winter hits and it's too cold for plaster, paint and wallpaper to hold. But she's made other plans that are adding to the stress.
I'm going to host an event at the end of July. The mayor is going to attend. He's very interested in seeing what I've been doing up here. I do at least need to have the dining room complete, so then with the event, I can show everybody the whole of the ground floor. Okay, so the pressure's on.
It's a lot of work to finish in just 9 weeks.
Smalls together, bigs together.
No, it looks awful.
Looks awful?
Yeah, no, I don't like it. Small, big, small, big, small, big. We're having a domestic now.
Looks like sparks are starting to fly here. And are hopefully about to upstairs, because Pete thinks he's solved the problem of the tripping electrics.
The problem is here, you've got a bare connector on the neutral, and he's touching the ears, and that's what's caused the problem.
Something as simple as two bare wires touching each other has been tripping the whole chateau on and off for the past 5 years. All Pete needs to do is replace the wires, a 2-minute job.
Good job on the tool. OK, that's job done. Everything's on.
That quick fix has potentially saved Fiona thousands of pounds.
Hey, give me 5, Pete. Hey.
She counts herself lucky that she's found a top team to work with over here.
It's purely coincidental that the few people that I do have come in to work with me are English expats. It wouldn't matter to me. You could be French, English, any nationality. As long as you get my electricity on, that's all I care about, that I can cook.
And she's finally happy with the order of the panelling. Dave's supposed to be fixing it to the wall.
That's my hand there.
Oh, it's your hand?
Yeah, don't worry, I've got another one.
Sorry. Sorry.
But there's still a lot to get done before Fiona's ready for her big party reveal.
This wall needs to be plastered and then would have to be sealed with paint and then wallpapered as well. And then it's just the flooring that's left. God, I've got so much decorating to do.
You have? Miles.
At Chateau de Gelande in the Loire Valley, after previously discovering a well in one of their caves, Jonathan and volunteers Cohen and Thomas are trying to test how easily they can extract water from it.
It's costing us €7,000 a year to water the back garden. That equates to the profit from 210 guests. So we have to have 210 people here before we've even paid to water the garden.
Jonathan has hired the biggest submersible water pump he could find.
We discovered the well, but we don't know quite how much water's in there. So we need to jack up a pump, dangle it down into the well so that we can test how much is coming out. I'm hoping it's going to be like an American oil gusher.
It's certainly a big pump, bigger than they probably need for this job.
It's a serious bit of kit. I mean, that's even bigger than a fireman's hose. Is that going to go through that hole?
We measured it. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't put yourself at risk. Whatever you do, let the thing go, all right?
It's going down.
Don't risk yourself. OK, all right. Good luck, guys. I'm going up to turn the machine on. See you in a bit. Cross your fingers.
Ready.
A big pump needs a big generator. Hopefully, Jonathan can operate it.
So I'm just trying to remember what they taught me this morning about how to start it up. Don't do this, don't do that, and whatever you do, don't do the other. I can't remember this, that, or the other. So, if in for a penny. Come on. Yes!
Yes, turn it on.
And now the moment of truth. I'm going to belt like the clappers because I want to see it coming out the other end. You ready? I'm off!
It's going great until...
It's going down.
Oh, I don't really know what to make of it. I'm starting to get mixed feelings as to whether it's actually going to work or not.
Is this all the water that's down there? Or does the answer lie with the humongous pump they're using? Meanwhile, back at Chateau Bayeux, Phil and Angelina have just a week left before hosting their first ever paid event, a 50th wedding anniversary party.
Pressure's mounting because we're very, very close and the toilets are the most important thing that I've actually had to do here, and I still haven't done them.
Severe damp in the toilets is refusing to dry out.
This wall needs to be completely scraped off, and ideally at that point you plaster it, you paint it. Don't have any time for that, so I've got to hide it for the party.
Phil's quick fix is to stretch fabric over the toilet's unsightly walls.
We're going to stretch material down over the top, and I'm just looking at the measurements. And then wood panel up to here, which we're faking with a bit of ply.
Meanwhile...
Awesome. This is fun.
Upstairs, Angelina's putting her design skills to good use.
Phil is relying on me to find the best fabric suitable for the toilet. We're pretty limited on time now. There's only, a few days left, so I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible, hand it over to Phil. Phil then completes that job and make it look great. Because this is important. You can't just walk into that toilet. You'll be shock horrified, They'll be known as the worst toilets alive,
Angelina's fabric will cover the top half of the walls, above new wooden panels that Phil is constructing. He's aiming for an old-style look with modern materials.
If we can use this, put a little square in the middle of it, when it's painted, to a quick glance, it will look like it's some original wood panelling, and hopefully no one will realise I've put a little bit of marine ply and some decorative beading on the wall.
Come on. It's a fraction off level, but they are toilets after all, not an art gallery.
Here you go.
What do you think?
That's really lovely. Going to be actually in keeping with the character of the chateau. I'm really pleased with that. I'm feeling quite positive, and hopefully that's going to be a quite quick turnaround. I think it will be anyways.
It seems an end to their toilet trauma could be in sight.
I could have ironed this.
Yeah, well, you could have done lots of things.
Or maybe not.
Are you planning on stapling?
Yes, I said, can we put it corner to corner? And you went, yes.
Just like upholstery, you start from the middle and you work your way out.
I need to be able to see how it's hanging.
This isn't stretched, but yeah.
Yeah, well, can you lean over and do that while I'm holding it up?
Oh my God, it's too hot.
Yes, I'm well aware. Fingers move.
No, that close to my finger. No, higher than my finger. I'm not moving my finger. Confined space, halogen bulb, 2 people, horrendous smell.
And that rising temperature is causing rising tempers.
Same thing you do here. You're supposed to do the middle and then the sides.
Fine.
But obviously,
Why
because you already started on the corner and it's at an angle which I can see, it's like this. What's the point of me being here if you're not going to listen to me? That's at an angle. I can see it. Look. Now I have to waste my time and wait for him to come back.
270 miles southeast, for Fiona, sometimes chateau renovations have to take a back seat to normal everyday life.
We're just going to go and collect Louis now.
Fiona's little boy gets dropped off by the school bus. which also very conveniently acts as Fiona's personal courier service.
Merci, thank you. The coach driver has kindly dropped off a delivery of emergency paint for the dining room. That's very, very common in the small little community. Everybody kind of helps each other.
Fiona also needs the paint for an 18th century staircase that she's renovating in the north wing.
The size of the staircase, and just for the use for the servants, demonstrates how rich the family actually was.
These days, all it demonstrates is how damp and rotten it is after years of neglect.
And you can see on the old lights here all of the red dust from the spores, from the wet rot and the dry rot.
As well as causing structural damage, some damper mould can cause skin irritation and breathing problems.
So I'm just getting the majority of the fungus removed, and then a nice rough sandpaper will clean this up completely.
Then Fiona will use a chemical treatment to stop it returning. But next for today, ripping out the old door.
This wall was put up to separate the staff when it was run as an equestrian centre in the 1980s.
One of my favourite things about chateaux are the constant surprises. Some pleasant, some just plain weird.
This did have a tongue and groove wall, but they've kind of filled in a gap with hundreds of pairs of socks, just to use as a type of an insulation. This has got to be my first out of all of my renovation jobs for 30 years. I've never seen anyone use socks as insulation. I saved you some socks.
Save you some socks, great.
What size shoe are you? I've heard you're a size 2.
No, I'm
Ladies' size.
Never mind.
Dave removes the rest of the wooden beams that supported the old wall and ceiling above the door.
Hopefully that's going to come out. I'll pass that to you, Fiona. Do you mind the nails again? Alrighty. All done. Right.
It's very nice to see it gone. I think that's been enclosed for about 40 years. It'll be beautiful if I keep telling myself that.
It will.
Fingers crossed. At Chateau Bayerl, Philip and Angelina have made up over the toilet.
We can get away with just one toilet for the day.
I don't think so.
Angelina finishes hanging the cloth that will hide the toilet's stained walls.
Spend the entire day in the toilet, comes in and swoops in for the glory.
Yay! I'm really, really pleased. I'm actually really good at this.
Living in a chateau, you imagine it's going to be a fairy tale, but the mountain of work that goes with it, along with starting a business, it takes its toll. We're both sensible enough to know there's a bigger picture. You know, small arguments now for a better life in the future is not a problem. Yeah. We're on the home stretch. I'll have a working toilet downstairs.
This is how it was before, and this is how it is now. The fabric has covered everything that's horrid and lurking behind it. It's better than a wallpaper or a paint because it's actually letting the wall breathe through the fabric. So longer it stays on, the longer it'll dry out.
With the fabrics hung and panels in place, that's one guest toilet nearly ready.
It's going to look better than I think I expected. I can see the end result. I need to finish off some finer details, like actually put the toilet in.
With one toilet patched up and the bar built, it's been a productive few days.
Got us something to drink to celebrate. Today's been a tough day.
But with less than a week before the party, there's still a huge amount to do.
It's all or nothing. If we don't get it right, you'd really have to evaluate if we're capable of doing this moving forward. It's like make or break to the life that you really want.
It's just life, I guess. Chateau life.
At Chateau de Gelaine, Jonathan was using a powerful pump to extract a free source of water from a well. potentially saving them £7 a year in water bills for their 20-acre garden. When it stopped.
I was very excited because it came gushing out. We'll have to look down the well now and see what's left.
Volunteer Cohen is still hopeful.
There is still some water, right?
Yeah. There is?
Yeah.
The big pump wasn't pushed far enough into the well.
And we repositioned the pump.
Okay.
So we think we can give it another try.
Superb. I'll go back up. Let me know when you want it turned on.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Okay. All right, we can give it another go. There it comes.
The pump pulls up the last of the water. There was enough there to water their 7-acre garden at least once. But now they need to check that the water replenishes itself. Otherwise, this well is useless.
But of course, the real test is, does the thing refill? So we know whether we've got a goer or not. So, yeah.
They'll come back after a coffee to find out. Back in central France, Fiona's begun restoring a 300-year-old staircase. She's putting up some ugly felt, left over for when this part of the chateau was home to a caretaker who clearly kept a lot of cats.
There's got to be over 100 steps here. So all of this is literally being soaked in cat urine. That's why it smells so bad. It's actually making my eyes sting at the moment.
Fiona's vision is to recreate how the staircase would have looked in its prime in the 1700s.
Only 99 steps to go. I want to try and preserve all of the wood. I don't want to carpet it. I just want to make it look as original as possible.
Take note, people. Everyday chateau life definitely isn't always living like kings and queens. Sometimes the reality is more Cinderella.
There's all mouse poo on that as well. Big cobwebs under there. It's a good job I'm not scared of spiders, isn't it? The spiders in the castle are so huge, you hear them running across the floor like they've got boots on.
After an hour of graft, that's just one flight of stairs cleared. There's 3 more and months of work before the staircase is restored.
All of the steps are going to need to be sanded. And then also, we're talking about each landing as well.
Seems to me Fiona's taking on an awful lot. Let's hope she finishes it in time for the mayor's visit in 9 weeks. At Chateau de Gelaine, Jonathan and volunteers Cohen and Thomas are waiting to see if the well refills with water.
Yeah, it's definitely filling up.
You absolutely sure?
Yeah, it's bubbling.
That's great news. That means we've got a constant supply. The only thing that we did wrong here was that we've got a pump that's far too big for the amount of water that we've got in the well.
I think with a smaller pump, you have a very good supply of water.
Yeah, I couldn't be happier. Good. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
It's official. Jonathan and Michael have just secured a saving of £7 a year.
Why isn't this coming up then?
It should be coming up.
That's if they can get that oversized pump back out again.
Why isn't it coming then?
Because it's still full of water, I think.
As well as being a tight squeeze, the pump weighs a hefty 50 kilos.
Can we attach it to the car and then pull it up with the car? It could have a disaster because if both ropes snap, then we've lost the pump down there.
Ideally, you'd use a 4-wheel drive with a winch and a metal cable for this job. Jonathan has a Renault people carrier and what looks like a clothesline.
Slow.
How far is it?
Couple meters. Stop! Stop! Stop the engine.
Thank you.
Phew. This free water supply has been a great find. It's surprises like these that can make all the difference when running a chateau.
It's part of what makes it enjoyable.
Next time...
Stop it! Get away!
Jonathan and Michael deal with the arrival of the chateau's investors.
Come on in. I wasn't expecting quite the backlash.
It's a mad rush for Phil and Angelina to set up the anniversary party at their chateau.
Loads of nails fell into that sink because
just exhausted, really.
And Fiona struggles to get her chateau ready for the mayor's visit.
I'm rushing, thinking about Louis. Gravity, stay.
This is me, Dick Strawbridge, my wife Angel, and our 2 children in our glorious French chateau.
We haven't ever regretted what we've done. It is so worth it.
We moved here 3 years ago to follow our dream of living life in our very own castle.
Oh my God!
But it's not been easy.
I think I'm a bit too old for this.
As dozens of other Brits know only too well.
Oops. Floor needs replacing as well.
Because it turns out we're not the only expats who have bought a French chateau.
Wow, absolutely love it.
25-year-old Bordeaux.
Motherload!
In this series, we'll reveal how we're running our chateau as a business.
There's not a thing about making sausages that I don't find humorous.
I'm still finding things that I haven't seen.
And see how these daring Brits are running theirs.
Hello, lovely to meet you. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. This place is done up.
As they face the ups.
Be stunning.
This is a rare moment, but I am genuinely at peace.
And downs.
It's a lot worse than it looks.
Of their new lives in these crumbling and magnificent buildings.
It is a bit of a fantasy, living in a French chateau.
We might have a few problems on the way, but that's part of life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Today,
Hello!
Angel welcomes a fellow chateau owner to our home.
Mwah. Mwah.
And bestows her with advice and gifts.
There you go. You have been knighted. Come again, please. Yes.
Preparations for a summer party are thrown into chaos.
The phone's already going with people asking us if we've cancelled.
A castle cellar's ancient secret is revealed.
Oh, yeah, I'll think about it.
A bumper booking causes problems.
Today we've got 14 people coming in to have 28 fried eggs.
And there's a big surprise for 2 chateau owners.
Oh, look. Oh, it sounds just like a baby.
Chateau de Humières is a crumbling 18th century castle being restored by British designer Nicole.
There's bits that still need to be filled and then sanded down, actually.
And her Belgium architect boyfriend, Stefan.
We took on the castle because it was a great challenge. You could call it an adventure, yeah?
We're lucky. Hectic, but lucky.
Stefan inherited the chateau, located in the Pays de Calais region of northern France, from his mother.
I owned the castle, the chateau, for a few years before I met Nicole. And this was after the death of my mother's. And 2015, we really started with, you came here for the first time.
That's when things properly kind of kicked off. Decided that we'd get involved and do this together.
They want to turn this place into a B&B.
We will be renting out parts of the chateau for people to stay in.
Holiday rentals.
But they need to generate income to renovate it. So we're planning to open a tea room in 4 weeks' time.
It needs to stop draining money.
Yeah.
It needs to be self-financing. That's our new adventure, how to make this self-financing.
It's just off a main road. And how many people did you say go, roughly?
It's about 2,800 cars passing through this village, 500 meters further, a day.
They were planning to lay a resin floor, but discovered there was no concrete layer under the current floor on which to lay it.
It's not even, really, as if we can say this will be phase 2 of the tea rooms, because that's the main entrance.
Now a revised quote has come in, including the cost of adding the solid concrete base.
We've just had this email come through, which is like, oh gosh, is it really that expensive?
10 grand is too much. So we won't have an epoxy flooring. That's the verdict. It's come out of budget.
The resin floor's now out.
The flooring is only one of the jobs to get the 100 square metre hall ready on schedule.
We've got wallpaper planned for here. We're going to be doing painting still in here. We've still got to get the lintel on the fireplace. There's lots to do.
Finish the windows, finish the walls, finish the ceiling. So we have 4 weeks to turn everything over and to put the flooring in here. So we need to find a different solution and come up with one very quickly if you want to get it done in time.
We also have to decide whether we're going to dig this floor up and put underfloor heating on.
Not now, it's impossible. Taking it out will take us a week, pouring in the concrete. I mean, 4 days, 3 days. And then having it dry in 2 weeks' time is
So it
impossible.
could be that actually what we opt for now maybe is, well, we just paint it temporarily.
Yeah.
They've got some serious thinking to do.
What can you do? You know, you're in the middle of something. What do? Bail out halfway through that? You can't. You have to see it through.
So while they ponder, they tackle another job. Cleaning the facade of the chateau. It's the first thing that visitors will see, so it has to look great.
Clean out the gutter whilst we're up here.
Cool. Scared of heights? No, really not. I don't like it either.
Don't you?
I'm okay with it, but because I have to. Yeah, we reached it. Okay. So we're going to sand the stone, so we get back this nice white.
I like this
look
though.
of it.
I really like that.
So sorry. It has to go. It has to go.
Wait. It's really lovely there.
It has to go.
Why?
Come on, it's not nice. You have this nice white stone, and then you just clean.
It's really beautiful.
Oh my
Look
goodness.
at the colour of it. You should like it. It's orange. It's really lovely. When are we getting? Are we going to replace that soon?
No, it looks nice without glass. Of course we leave it. No, it does.
It's got plastic there.
We just leave it because I mean, if you like this, we just leave it like that also there.
It's not funny.
Love you. But you do not see this from below.
Yes, you do.
You don't. Below, you only see a yellow stain. You think like,
right, maybe. Okay.
A little bit.
Okay.
Nicole relents on the stonework's orange smudge, but wins on replacing the plastic window.
So when's the plan to replace the glass in
Actually,
here?
as soon as possible, but I never had a chance
Should
to
we
measure
measure it now?
Let's measure it straight away. It's a good idea. It's a quarter circle, 40 high. My goodness. Wow. I have to replace this piece of wood also. Okay, let's go down. You ready? Everything's measured? Yeah.
With the window to replace and stonework to sand down, the work to do here is just mounting up. Just under 80 miles northwest, at the rather more complete Chateau de Lys, the rental season is in full swing. Tim and Marguerite have owned the B&B for 4 years after spotting it on holiday.
I thought it was the nicest place I'd ever seen. It was unconditional. I just fell in love with it.
We loved it, and we decided on the spot to buy it, and I think we signed 2 days later.
Brit Tim retired his bass guitar from the successful Dutch band he'd been in for 26 years, and they moved to their new home here in the Picardy region of France.
When you've done all that, once you've got the glory of the whole rock and roll bit, what you're left with is actually the nicest thing is meeting people. With the chateau, we get great people in here. We get some lovely, lovely guests.
They're busy during the summer months, but they still aren't bringing in enough cash.
The chateau is, costs money. Of course it does.
Not just the cost of doing it up, but just the monthly costs.
That's quite a lot of maintenance to be done.
So the plans are to develop an upmarket caravan site.
Last weekend, if we'd have had these things in place, we would have earned another €1,000.
And lease out their gîtes to increase their income.
Basically, it's costing them €25,000, which is a one-off payment, and that gives you, for 25 years, that gives you 5 weeks.
Meanwhile, the usual B&B business at the chateau needs to continue, and it takes up most of their time. And right now, they're preparing for 30 guests who'll be staying over the Easter weekend.
We take Easter very serious for a bunch of atheists. Lots of people coming in. It's a full chateau, and these are the last-minute preps before people turn up.
When it's Easter, you want to, make it festive. Everything nice and light colors. Just do a few things for our guests.
They've roped in daughter Donna, who's visiting from Holland, to help with the decorations.
It's quite an Eastery flower arrangement, very Eastery colours.
And 9-year-old little brother Joe's sort of helping out too.
You think I should put them in? Okay, I'll put them in. Thank you, Joe, for your help.
Before the guests arrive, Tim's checking on a bee problem. It's been 2 weeks since he tried to get rid of a hive in one of the gîte's chimneys.
I must admit, it still gives me the willies climbing up this ladder.
The hive was deep in the chimney and impossible to move, so Tim had no choice but to destroy it.
In fact, I'm climbing up here without any protection as far as, you know, beekeeping gear goes. So it does mean that I'm fairly confident that they're not going to be alive, so...
Tim blocked the entrance to the hive and is now checking if the bees have gone.
And the first thing I see is 2 bees. Score 1 for the bees. They're all going in a hole. They've made themselves a new hole. And the hive is still there, it's still functioning. And the only worry is that they're going to spot me, and then they're going to decide that I was the guy who ravaged their whole existence last time, and therefore they're going to attack me. But you have to admire them. It's completely brilliant. Not as active as it was, though. There's definitely a lot less bees than there used to be. I just need to get some more gunk and do it again, basically.
He has to fix the problem, otherwise they won't be able to lease the gîte through their new co-ownership scheme.
And to be honest, all I can realistically do is keep gunking. If I don't get rid of them, I haven't got a clue what's going to happen. I mean, I'm going to get rid of them. I mean, it's not... Failure is not an option.
Things happen. If you're not practical and you don't see a solution straight away, it would be really difficult to keep this place going.
As if on cue, another problem comes up that they could do without on Easter weekend.
The dishwasher's blown up. It's shorting. Everyone knows these if you work in the hospitality industry. You fill up your thing there, shove it on there, close that, push the button, and in my case, pop, the whole chateau shuts down, which is my problem at the moment. So just to prove that, I'm going to switch it on, and it's switched on there. That was the sound of everything shutting down of the whole chateau. So I'm just going to put that back again and have a look at it. Judging by the way that keeps cutting out, I reckon it's some sort of short somewhere, but I'm not sure whether I'm good enough to find it.
And if he doesn't, that means a weekend of washing up by hand for Tim with a house full of guests. Back at Château de Humière, Stefan is halfway through the mammoth task of sanding the castle's 200-square-metre facade.
The stone is so soft, a little bit like the cliffs of Dover, so it just comes out very clean, very clear, and very white. It's pure chalk. Like if you would take a piece of it, you would be able to draw on the blackboard. So. But you do get a lot of satisfaction out of these buildings. Of course, once they get neglected for 40 or for 50 years, like this one, then catching up means putting in a lot and a lot and a lot of effort.
While Stefan continues his sanding marathon, Nicole wants to find out more about her wallpaper and knows just the person to ask, my wife, Angel.
Nicole sent me a picture of her wallpaper and it's lovely. She didn't know anything about it and I sent it to a historian who's come back only yesterday with some information, and Nicole knows nothing about it, so I'm really, really excited to show her.
Angel's inviting Nicole to our house to share her findings.
Wow, look at this. It's like driving into a fairy story, literally. I feel like I'm going to be Rapunzel in the tower today. Dying to see the inside.
With a shared passion for chateaus, Nicole and Angel should get on like a house on fire.
I love the symmetry, actually. It's lovely. It's really lovely.
This is the 1,000-year-old medieval fort, Château de Bramatorte. Owners Paul Hunter and Alison Ward run parts of it as a B&B. They're renovating the rest in between working away as IT and HR consultants. But they're desperate to run the chateau full-time so they can give up their jobs.
If we've got that running enough, we can just spend the summers doing the weddings and then enjoying the house. And as we get older in life, that would be an absolute bliss to not have to keep packing bags and getting on planes.
Located within sight of the Pyrenees in the Languedoc region of France, they've spent the last 7 weeks here building a wedding terrace and outside kitchen around their pool.
The first wedding of the year is the week after next, so we're working on trying to solve a few problems in the outdoor kitchen.
Tonight they're holding a party to celebrate the kitchen's grand opening.
We've got about 60 people we're expecting, and I've got a list as long as your arm of things I've got to try and finish. Put the electricity in here, get the plumbing finished, put the roof on, tidy up the marquee, put some lighting up, cross our fingers, and hopefully we'll have a nice day for it.
Fortunately, they've got help from family and friends from the UK.
I come from a family of 12, so I've got 9 brothers and sisters. They're all having children as well, and now there's 60 of them.
Last night, Alison's eldest sister, Deborah, tested out their newly completed honeymoon suite.
Hi, Deb.
Hi,
How
Alison.
was the night?
The bed is the most beautiful, comfortable, oldest, most expensive bed I've ever slept in my life. But yeah, so the bathroom's fantastic. I love the bathroom. The shower is magnificent. Do you remember the first shower?
Yeah.
You had to climb up on bricks, didn't you?
Yeah, that was the
and
beginning.
wobble in the shower with the hose pipe.
That's it.
Deborah's been sharing the room with some small feathered friends.
The amazing thing about this chateau is that there was birds nesting, so we put a little door in each of the nest holes with a glass frontage.
How amazing to have a peregrine chicks in your wall.
Back on the terrace, Paul's roped in Alison's brother Dominic.
Yeah, you should. Hang on,
You get the wire.
For some last-minute electrical work.
You're just thinking how sexy I look in my pyjamas.
Are you concentrating?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
3. Right, I'm just going to turn the electricity on. Let's check they work. Okay.
Meanwhile, in the new outdoor kitchen, Alison's taking charge.
Keep all the glasses up here, but in different types, maybe wine and champagne and that sort of thing.
I know I'm the eldest, but she's the bossiest.
And there's a load of champagne glasses over where the microwave is in the kitchen. How's it going with the...
One more.
Oh, well done. Good job.
With everyone pitching in, the party prep is coming together nicely.
Do you think we've got the worst job here?
But just when everything's going well, the heavens open.
The phone's already going with people asking us if we've cancelled, and we've just stopped answering it.
They can only hope the rain will stop to avoid a total washout. Nearly 600 miles north, Chateau de Lys is fully booked for the weekend. But owner Tim still hasn't been able to find the fault in the dishwasher, which keeps shorting the electrics.
It's beyond me. I can't do it.
So, time to call a professional.
Noël, merci beaucoup. C'est ça. Si que j'allais le allumer comme ça, tout est coupé.
And after working on it for 1.2 seconds...
Ah, yes. No. No. Up. Oui. Là. OK.
C'est la plaque touche le fil et ça fait disjoncter. C'est tout.
C'est tout.
C'est tout.
The electricians cracked it.
Formidable. OK, so he's saying that there's a metal plate which is basically joining the earth to the negative, and that's causing it to trip. And that's how easy it is, unless you're an idiot. So we're going to switch it back on again and see if it works. Oh, ça va marcher? Oh. Brilliant. Ah, OK. I feel really stupid, you know. Merci, monsieur. Thank you.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Now they can concentrate on the Easter Sunday celebrations.
OK, well done.
But come the big day, it's not long before Tim's having another kitchen nightmare.
22 bits of bacon we need, is that right?
And is overcome by a huge breakfast order.
Panicking.
This is our place, Château de la Motte-Husson, based in the Pays de la Loire. Today, Nicole, a fellow chateau owner, has come here to visit my wife, Angel, and find out about the origins of the wallpaper she discovered in her chateau.
Hello! Angel, hi. Lovely to meet you. You're gorgeous. Mwah. Mwah.
First, though, a little tour.
Do you want to come in, have a drink, and have a little
Thank you
look
so
around?
much. That would be great. I'm dying to.
So this is our humble abode. After you, madame. Thank you.
Gorgeous entrance.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's still work in progress.
Lovely hallway.
Come on, let's go and see the salon. I mean, this is the salon. Is that original plans?
How lovely that you've got that.
Yeah. This is my favourite, like, you know, the original little drawing of it and the detail. I mean, it looks beautiful, isn't it?
It almost looks like it's on tissue paper.
Yeah, so it's on tracing paper, so it'd be on the paper that they would have used. So it's like a parchment paper. And when we were given these, me and Dick, we were blown away because it's such a special thing to have, isn't it?
Not long ago, we were where Nicole and her partner Stefan are now with their chateau renovations.
Now, in here, it's really, really playful.
It's like a little mini theatre in a way, isn't it?
Yeah. So we've got 47 rooms and they all need attention.
Right.
I have to kind of manage my frustrations with wanting everything done continuously. So I'm sure you're in the same boat right now, aren't you?
It's like a living thing, isn't it? You're constantly looking to fill the gap.
Yeah.
Right, now to business.
You know, you sent me a picture of your beautiful wallpaper.
Mm-hmm.
I've got something to show you.
Okay.
So come with me.
When we moved in here, Angel found rolls of old wallpaper in our attic.
Through here.
And she used them to turn one of the turret rooms into her very own wallpaper museum.
This was my labour of love.
I think it is so beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah.
It looks amazing.
I come in here and I always smile. I mean, I love wallpaper. Take a seat. Let's relax.
Can I have a little snooze?
I could have a little snooze right now. This room, every single wallpaper here has been used in the history of the house. I mean, this is how we found it.
Oh, I see.
It was just so well preserved. You can see these have been hand painted.
The colours are so vivid, aren't they? It's like really bright and vivid.
That's the back hallway one.
Isn't that a brilliant combination?
Oh, they're just great. Yeah,
And that?
the two greens.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So what I'm really interested in is, like, when you did this, did you plan out what you were going to put next to what?
No.
Did you just
you couldn't. You just couldn't. Actually, what ended up happening, as long as there wasn't too much repetition, just everything went everywhere, and it worked.
It worked.
Nicole brings out a sample of the wallpaper from her chateau. She emailed Angel a photo of it a few days ago.
Wow, that's gorgeous. I've got wallpaper envy in my pride and joy. It's so beautiful. And orange and teal, I mean, they so work, don't they?
It's very special.
That is absolutely stunning. Now, I've got a bit of a surprise for you because I sent the picture you sent me to a historian.
Great.
And he come back to me yesterday with a little bit of information. Ta-da! Behind the pillow. Dear Angel, looking closely at the design from the photo, it looks like an extremely high-quality printing and well worth conserving. This was applied just prior to Revolution by the doyen of wallpaper makers at the Jean-Baptiste Revellion Paris factory. He surpassed all the other French makers of the time by employing the finest designers and using his own paper mill to supply the best material and use the latest methods.
To know that it's come from these kind of roots is really exciting.
It's about finding these little nuggets in the house and then putting your mark on it.
Angel's got another surprise.
So this is a stencil taken from the wallpaper.
Thank you, that's so brilliant.
Do you like it?
Nice. I love it.
He's handing over, and you down there. There you go. You have been knighted.
Oh, can I come again, please?
Yes.
Nicole can use this to replicate the original design on the old wallpaper and print it on the walls in the tea room.
Brilliant. This is so cool.
I think she likes it.
It's Easter Sunday at Château de Lys, and owners Tim and Marguerite are hard at work.
Okay, I think we've got about 230 eggs or something.
Whilst Marguerite hides Easter goodies in the 14-acre gardens for the kids to hunt after breakfast,
I have to be very quiet here, because this is where the kids are sleeping.
Tim is in the kitchen cooking it.
Last one's Easter bunny is done for this year. That's it. I'm gonna get ready for breakfast.
Marguerite joins Tim in the kitchen. They usually offer a continental breakfast, but keen cook Tim will rustle up his famous full English on request.
We get a lot of requests for English breakfast, actually, which is kind of annoying because it's quite difficult to make.
One of the nice things of having a bed and breakfast.
Today we've got 14 people coming in to have 28 fried eggs. That's, what is it, 32 rashers of bacon. These are hash browns, yeah. It's just very simple. It's grated potato. And the secret is to stick them in the pan and leave them alone.
And Tim also loves offering a taste of home. Hot crust buns. Not that Marguerite seems impressed by them.
I think they're a bit boring, to be honest. I think there's loads of great stuff coming from the UK. Hot cross buns, maybe not one of them.
Cover your ears, Tim.
22 bits of bacon we need, is that right?
Have you counted them?
No. I'll just keep going. I think when everyone turns up, it'll be okay, and I'll chuck a few more in.
As the guests start to trickle into the dining room, things are heating up in the kitchen.
So you need 5 English breakfasts.
Yeah, so that's one child, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it all gets a bit much for Tim.
Panicking.
At the opposite end of the country, way down south by the Pyrenees, rain has stopped party preparation dead at Château de Bramatort.
I think that's it now. I don't think there's a lot of chance of that blowing over.
So Alison's turned her attention to another project.
So we're looking at the cellars underneath the kitchen. We want to turn these into a really beautiful wine cellar.
But 400 years ago, this space had a darker purpose.
But going through to the end is the oubliette, where prisoners used to be thrown to be forgotten about. But also we're told that further down here, there's actually an entrance to an old escape tunnel that goes under the land to the chateau in the neighbouring valley.
Alison wants to find out if the tunnel legend is true.
So that would be quite interesting to excavate.
So she sent her friends, Ian and Graham, down to see if they can drain away a buildup of water that has accrued in front of what they believe could be the tunnel entrance.
There's a bone yet. Is it? Yeah. Chicken bone or something like that one. A finger bone. Oh, yeah, a finger bone, yeah. That's the last prison. Or something. That could be the top of the doorway.
My God, it's really deep, so it could be a tunnel. God, that goes a long way in.
That's it.
And is that where you can feel the end of it, or does it go further?
No, it goes further than that.
That must be the tunnel then. It could be a tunnel.
Maybe. But whilst the digging continues to confirm it...
Let's go.
Upstairs in the honeymoon suite, the rain has caused another problem for Alison.
I'm coming round.
One of the birds nesting in the wall has got trapped.
There's a nest fallen down the side, maybe.
Yeah, when that storm blew up, it's pushed the door out, and the birds have come out through, and they're lying there.
But we've got the birds back in there.
I know, that's right. I got one. Come on, good girl. Come on. That's it. So much for nature.
And there's more good news outside. The rains have finally let up. So Alison's family are back out doing the final prep for the party.
We're having a domestic now over the bunting and the writing. Too scared to put it up anywhere.
Put one piece across of wood and put the other two inside.
Alison didn't want it inside, to be honest.
I think she wanted it all along the top and all along the top of there.
The top of there, outside it's going.
Yeah.
I've made a decision. But if Alison comes along and says she doesn't like it up there, then Ian made the decision.
They've now got just 2 hours to get the kitchen up and running, and 60 hungry guests expected.
We can't cancel, so we've Just going to push on and get as much done as we can. It's taken a long time just to wire these fridges in.
At Château de Humière, owner Stéphane has just 4 weeks to transform this into a fully decorated, refurbished and functioning tea room. He's finished sanding down the outside of the chateau, and now he's repairing the window that will sit above the entrance.
Just tidying it up a little bit here. More than 200 years old, so it will never be a new window, but it doesn't have to be a new window. It can keep the charm of just being old. I think it's ready to put up. Okay, here we go. Kipras, if you can hand me the glass when I'm standing somewhere over here. Yeah, super. Make sure, put in here, right. So try putting it like this. Okay. Yeah. Done. Great, great. It's another job done, eh? It's coming from a derelict window without any glass and now having a good window. Perfect, eh?
That's one job done, but still hundreds to do. Over at our chateau, his partner Nicole is picking my wife Angel's brains for advice on how to run a tea room.
We're not entirely sure exactly how we're going to do it.
While they chat, Angel is showing her a recipe for a summer drink they could sell.
It smells amazing, don't they? They're amazing.
Do.
A cordial with black currants fresh from our chateau's garden.
And you can just imagine these on your your tarts at your tea room as well.
Having run a tea room of her own, Angel knows exactly what it takes to get Nicole's business off the ground.
Have you thought about what an average cover cost would be?
No.
Okay. I guess this is the time when you need to have your plan, your vision, because everything you're doing will be tailored to what the final outcome is.
Yeah.
You know, if you're doing a tea room that's open to the public, you're going to design the room for that.
The only thing is, if you end up working and investing to create something and then you've missed the season.
Nicole's tea room business is focused on making money during the summer months.
You know what? You're still in the mindset of just summer passing trade. I don't think that's your market. You don't want to be the destination place where Mr. and Mrs. Smith turn up and spend 20 quid.
Instead, Angel wants Nicole to think much bigger and think of a year-round business.
Events, special occasions that happen all year round.
Sure.
You know what I mean? You want to be a destination place that someone's paying $1,000 and you have 20 covers a month and bring 20 grand in.
Staging events can turn a chateau from a money pit into a pot of gold.
Watch the splatter. Every time you have a customer, they need to pay for something in the chateau to be renovated, okay? If you think about it like that.
Back to the cordial, and after cooling, it's ready for tasting.
Service. I just get a kick out of saying that. Dick says it to me all the time. Oh, wow. Now, you will not pour that elegantly without getting it everywhere.
And that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Fab colour.
That's gorgeous, isn't it? Cheers.
Angel has one more piece of advice for Nicole to help her keep track of her finances.
I've got one more little thing to give you. And it's on a serious note. Because whatever you do, you've got to make money out of it. So I want you to have a think. Now, these three here are your costs. You should have a third, which will be your direct costs, a third, which will be your labour. And even if you do it, you need to pay yourself, OK? And then there should be a third, which will be a profit, and that'll go in your pocket. You can go and buy a dress or a sink.
Right. It's always going to be a sink, isn't it?
I know.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We have to stick together, us mad chateau owners. Thank you. You're welcome. Best of luck with everything. Thank you so much. Stay in touch and travel safe. Nicole's just great, a little bit bonkers. And I just wish her all the best, you know. She's working her socks off. Good luck to her and Stefan.
At Chateau de Lys, Tim and Marguerite are reaching boiling point making breakfast.
Can you get me a few little blue plates?
14 full Englishes, plus warm hot cross buns, are giving Tim a breakfast breakdown.
How are your hot cross buns coming on?
Yeah, almost ready. I'm just going to do this
Okay.
first, because
You do
otherwise
that
I'm doing 3 things at once.
That's fine.
Because things will go wrong. See, I've just realised I forgot to put the mushrooms on, so...
I think that's the other people coming down now.
Okay.
So these ones are all ready to go, yeah?
Yeah, just the mushrooms, they can go.
Tim's managing to keep the wheels on and get the breakfasts out.
I've got 4 more to do, and then it's... The last egg. Yeah! Look at that, breakfast is done. Yes. It's a good feeling, actually. Ah. What time is it? So, I don't know, that's about an hour and a half of breakfast, isn't it, I guess? 14, was it? 14 breakfasts. Great.
Hot cross buns.
Oh, cross buttons, yep. Yep.
The hard part of the breakfast over, Marguerite hands out the homemade Easter bunnies to the guests' children.
Do you still believe in the Easter bunny? Yeah. You can choose one for yourself to take home with you. That one, okay.
But what children really want at Easter is chocolate.
Il y a plus de baskets arrivent. Cheers. Chin chin. Happy Easter.
It's been a great weekend, and Tim and Marguerite are in their element.
There's a house on the hill. You just come and do what you feel. One of the best things about chateau life is just the unexpected number of nice people that you meet. So come on up.
For me, the best thing is that every day is different. There's never a dull moment, and I think that we really, really like that.
Enjoy it while you can, Tim and Marguerite, because you still have a lot to do to get your gîtes and that caravan park up and running. At Château de Bramatort, it may have stopped raining, but the water around what they think is the tunnel entrance refuses to drain away.
There's no water pipes to go around there. It looks like we're not going to be able to find the tunnel. Looks like the water table level is just too high now, so the mystery continues.
Paul and Alison's search for the elusive tunnel has come to an abrupt end.
With it flooding anyway, it's probably not a good idea to try and excavate it any further. We won't do too much more stuff down here just because it's so wet and humid.
With cash tight, locating the legendary tunnels will have to wait until next year. For now, there's the outside kitchen to finish.
Hey, we have water. Check it's not coming out the bottom.
Oh,
No, they're not.
how stupid's that?
Tightened up. That's it.
It's done, and just in the nick of time, as the guests start arriving for the grand opening of Paul and Alison's wedding terrace.
It's good to test it out tonight because we've got the wedding party next month using it for the first time. So this is a bit of a check to see if everything operates
check everything
properly.
works properly.
We're opening the kitchen officially. And merci pour tous les amis qui viennent ici ce soir.
J'espère que vous avez une très bonne soirée. Et je suis très contente pour ouvrir la cuisine.
I'm going to cut the ribbon. Okay, thank you. Got the kitchen working?
Kitchen is amazing. I'm so pleased to finally have something out here that our guests can go and enjoy and relax and have family and friends. Oh, c'est gentil.
So the new wedding terrace is a hit. Let's hope it's a hit with the wedding guests that arrive here for the first wedding of the season in just 5 weeks' time. I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes.
It's just a shame everyone's in the kitchen. It's like any party, right?
It's a glorious day at Chateau de Humière, and the exterior of the castle isn't looking too bad either.
You're such a bloke, really, aren't you?
Definitely,
Stefan's finished renovating the facade and got Nicole's seal of approval.
Also, Nicole, I did cleaned the round window and put in the glass.
It looks brilliant.
Now we have to clean the second floor a little bit more, and some more jointing on the second floor. A few more shutters to be painted.
The moss has come off, and it looks much better without it.
Yeah, big difference now, huh?
It looks really good.
Yeah. Now it just looks cleaner.
Having signed off the outside, Nicole wants to get on with the work on the tea room interior, starting with testing Angel's stencil of her wallpaper design.
Forget that. See, I've gone over the edge. That would need repainting anyway.
Wow.
It's just an experiment. Oh, hi, Stefan.
Wow.
Well, you know, this is like work in progress. So I think,
It's great.
you know, at the end result, we don't want to be seeing this outline square. It's quite nice, isn't it? It's lovely. So it works out at 7.
Mm-hmm. Ah, yes.
All the way up. And then that brings the design through into this room as well.
Without using the colours.
Without using the colours, exactly. Actually, it's come out quite nicely, but I'd like to try to see what pastels, because I think pastels might give more of an effect of what the original wallpaper's like. I don't know. But do you like it?
It's amazing. Cute.
Cute. It's not cute.
It's amazing.
Stefan's on board with the stenciling. But Nicole also needs to sell him on Angel's advice to take their tea room plans up a notch.
Thing is, about running a tea or coffee bar here, the costs that are involved, first of all, we don't know how much traffic we're going to get.
Okay.
Because the chances are we'll be raking in peanuts that won't really even cover our costs. The bottom line is, if we just do a tea room, it's not a good idea. The big message is maybe think bigger. Use the room for other events. It could be courses, it could be conferences.
I think she's right. It's just finding the right usage of this space, eh?
So Stefan seems to like the idea of thinking bigger, but they don't quite know what type of business to go for yet. Either way, they'll need to find a solution for the tricky floor problem.
You'd say like the tea room here.
We haven't decided anything about the floor, actually.
We need to go for a cheap solution first. It's a lot of stress getting it done in time, of course.
But before they get any closer to a decision, they're needed elsewhere. Nicole and Stefan keep 3 goats at the chateau. One of them is heavily pregnant. Or was, by the sound of things.
Oh, look!
Amazing.
Amazing. Oh, it sounds just like a baby. 2 goats being born. It's amazing. All of a sudden, we hear this little sound. And Stefan charged off down here because we know that one of the goats is pregnant and due kind of any minute.
It really must have come out of the womb like 5 minutes ago. I think this one is a ram, but I'm not sure. So sweet, huh?
He's standing up now.
And they're really best with their mama.
I'm just really glad we were here to witness this. I can feel its little heartbeat. That's real life, isn't it? And OK, renovating a chateau is real life too, but sometimes you get caught up in the minutiae of the detail and the costings and the stress of it, and then you have something like that happens and takes you right out of it, which is really nice. Oh.
Next time, for Nicole and Stefan, the stress of getting their chateau ready for an opening party starts to take its toll.
Stefan's been working day and night. I'm slightly worried about him, actually, because he's been working so hard.
To the point of becoming dangerous.
He lost 4 kilos in the last 2 weeks. 4 kilos. It's quite a lot.
Tim's caravan renovation starts to take a step backwards.
A little bit of wood to be cut out and sort of put in again, but... Oops. And the floor. The floor needs replacing as well.
There are prenuptial jitters at Paul and Alison's chateau.
Gosh, I'm sitting down. Not that I'm panicked or anything now. Oh yeah.
And at another chateau, a mother and daughter disagree on how to put on an event.
I would never have done a party like this, personally. Absolutely not. Stephanie, I think you complicate your life. A radish is a radish. You serve the bloomin' radish.
It's great having my mother here, but stress levels have risen because she's never happy with what I'm doing.